Hello everybody and welcome back to Supermarket Simulator. Thank you so much to everyone who commented at the end of the previous video with your ideas on whether we should move the series forward or use any mods or anything like that. I've taken all of what you were saying under consideration and I have moved this forward a little bit, not crazy amounts, just a little bit. We have got some mods running, but nothing game-changing particularly. They are mainly product ones. I'll get to those in a while. But yeah, thank you for getting back to me. I've moved us forward, as I say, a little bit. I've moved us forward to level 50. At the end of the previous video, I think we were level 39. I actually did a couple of days off camera after that where I was level 40. So I've only moved us forward 10 levels. It gave us quite a bit of cash. Some has been spent already. I have purchased the next 3 expansions because that's basically all you get for 3 expansions anyway. So it's not like a vast amount of space. I thought that would give us something to get ourselves stuck into over the next couple of videos of putting shelving in and decorating and getting our new products in here. I haven't purchased any of the licenses yet. We'll do that as a sort of episode by episode basis. We're not just going to fly them all on the shelves. I'm not going to like finish the series in like 5 episodes. It's not, I'm not jumping forward too much. It was just a little bit just to get us going and keep the series interesting. The reason I asked in the first place was because, I look at analytics of YouTube and stuff, and although the views have sort of leveled off on this one, they drop. They always drop. You start a series, they're high, they drop. It's a natural thing. It doesn't matter who you are and what YouTuber you are. That always seems to happen. But when you get to a point, then it levels off and it's going at a nice even rate, which is what we're doing now. But I had noticed over the last few videos that the actual amount of per video that's being watched by everybody has dropped a little bit. So I want to keep it interesting, keep it entertaining. That was the idea of moving forward just a little bit, just to give us something new to do. Because I know a lot of you like to watch the full thing and grind along with me, but there's also a portion of you that are drifting off. So I want to try and hold as much together as I possibly can. Just one of those YouTube things. So that's all I've done. I have implemented some mods. A lot of you were open to mod use anyway, so that was fine. But they're not game-changing ones particularly. They are all pretty much things that I think should be in the game anyway, just to help me restock and keep track of stock. So I'll go through all of those in a little while. Got some decorating to do to start today. Then we're going to have a big shift around in here and get some stuff laid out slightly differently. So we've got some room for some new licenses. Maybe today, maybe in the next one. We'll see what we get time for. One mod that you might notice, but I'll talk about all the mods later on, but one mod you might notice as we're rearranging, particularly you'll notice it with the toilet paper, is it is a little bit smaller. It's a bit more realistic in size, I think. For a package of that size, it's a bit more realistic. You can get more on now. I've gone the same way with the chicken as well. So we'll be able to get 8 chickens in here in a square thing here, rather than just the 4. So we can double stack basically. We can double stack the chickens. These have shrunk slightly to enable us, I think, to fit 6 on. I think instead of 4, which is not a huge advancement, but it's something. And we can do the same with the potatoes as well. I can't really see them. But we can do the same with potatoes as well. We can get 6 of those on. They're a bit more realistically sized now, so we can get more stock on the shelves, which I quite like. But we'll get to the rest of it, all the other mods, later on. Let's get some decorating done first, before I show you those. And we'll paint in there. To order some more. How much more paint do we think that's going to take? Don't plan on doing an expansion again. The next expansion with this wall, I think it'll be a few episodes before we do that, so I might as well paint the lots. Should we go? Do you think 2 cans or 3? I think 3. I don't think 2 will be enough. Doesn't really matter. We can obviously save it, but we'll get 3. So we have got plenty of cash. But it's not so much more than I had after my couple of days off camera. Probably about 12 or 13,000 maybe. But we can spend that on licenses. And shelving and stuff like that. I didn't know how much I'd need for shelving and all the other customization things we're going to be doing. I wanted to make sure I got enough for that. I've got some lights there as well. Where did I put the other paint? Did I bring that? I didn't bring it in, did I? one of the other mods, just while we're painting, I might as well tell you about it. One of the other mods, and one of the main ones that I actually wanted to do, which was to stop these guys holding their box, so it stops them from, you know, like they've been picking their box up, and instead of putting it in storage or anywhere else, because it's got nowhere to go, they just hold onto it and get stuck. So I tried it, and they do put their box down. So you, if they can't find a place for it, they'll put it down at their feet. And I thought, wow, great, that's fantastic, exactly what I wanted. So they don't come up with a message saying I can't do anything anymore, and that's that, and never fix it. They put the box down at their feet. So I thought, great, wonderful news. Unlike this, where I'm now one short. Can you believe it? But yeah, I thought, wow, wonderful news. But problem with that mod, apparently, so they put the box down, then they face that way for some reason. They stand here, and then they put the box down, and then they go look at that. And they look over there, and they get mesmerized by that tree, and will do nothing else. So sadly, I can't use that mod. So the main mod I actually wanted to use, and I can't even use it. Which was a bit gutting. Obviously you can use it, because it is better that they put the box down. And the other restockers, if they've not got stuck, will then use that box to restock when the time is available to them. But yeah, you lose a restocker, and so I'm not running that. The main reason I'm not running it, because you don't know your restocker's stopped. He no longer comes up with a sign above his head to say that he's stopped. So obviously I can't use that, because if I'm in here serving behind the counter, I don't know he's standing here doing absolutely nothing. So I can't use that mod at the moment. Hopefully, I don't know why. I didn't really see anybody else having any problems with it, so I don't know what my issue is with it. I wasn't even running any other mods. This was when I was just testing a few out to see, so I wasn't running any other mods at the time either, so it wasn't clashing with anything. It's just one of those things. It just wasn't working for me, I think. Which is a shame. So they're still going to hold on to boxes and stuff, which is a shame, but one of those things. Hopefully that'll get fixed at some point, because that is the main thing that I wanted to change. Was that they would no longer hang on to boxes unnecessarily. But it's a bit annoying. I can't see where that light is. Is that lined up? That's lined up more or less. Somewhere about there then. There we go. That's not bad. Bit brighter in here now. Right, let's get some floor down. Right, as for flooring, it is only that section there. I mean, I could count these, but it's 2 boxes at least, isn't it? I'll buy... actually, no, I'll just buy 2. Hope it's right. So I don't like having boxes out the front too much, to be honest. It's definitely going to be 3, wasn't it? Way underestimated that. To be honest, it might even be 2 boxes more instead of just this one, but... Because that, yeah, it's not going to be 10, is it? Annoying. Hey, flooring is expensive in this game, isn't it? I remember thinking that when they first implemented it, I thought, this is too expensive. It's $200 per go. You look at the amount of flooring we're just having to put down here. It's worse with the paint, because they take the paint away from you. At least the flooring stays forever. You take a wall down, no problem. But obviously that painted wall there that I'm looking at, that will disappear. So will that one eventually, but that wall will disappear as soon as we start expanding again, which is kind of annoying. I wish it would just stay. Let's put it down here. Out the way a bit there, isn't it? Right, we can start moving some shelving around. Now, I did implement the unrestricted placement mod. So if you saw my first series of this game, you'll know that I used that as well. It basically allows you to put things wherever you like. It's green all of the time. like that, for example. You can clip things through. That's quite handy for rearranging the store, I find. So I brought that back. And I have had a thought. I don't know if I'll ever go with it or not. I know you can get like awnings out the front here once you expand. I'm tempted to put the fruit and veg out the front like that and have like a greengrocer thing going on. So we've got like all of our fruit and veg along the outside instead of in the store itself. So instead of having like a fruit and veg island in the middle, which has kind of been like my plan, maybe put it outside and have it all outside. A bit like in the first series, I had potatoes outside. Obviously, we can do the full fruit and veg thing out here now. So I'm tempted to do that. I'm not 100%, but I'm tempted to put it outside because I think it'll look quite nice out there. We'll leave it inside for now. And then maybe when we unlock the next one or something like that, and we've got 3 of those on the go, or maybe more, because we could obviously double shelf some of those, then maybe we could go from... I assume we still go and take this wall, don't we? So we could go all the way from there and have a fruit and veg, all of our shelving for that down there. Just dressing up the front of the supermarket a little bit. So I'm very tempted to do that. But not today. I think we'll just stick with keeping it indoors for now and then see. Let's move some of those out of the way. Okay, so I want to aisle this then. Now we've not got a crazy amount of extra room, have we? It's just you know, just out this back way here. I can get another 2 shelves there to create a longer aisle. I think we should do that. So it's what do we want down here? So I think we want to keep this as snacks, don't we? We've already gone down that road, so we'll keep it as snacks. Do we get any more snacks? Let's go to the licenses. Do we get more snacks? We have some there. It's only 1 snack though, isn't it? 1. And no snacks down here so much. Some snacks here, or crackers, and some cake. Okay, so we do get some more snacks later on. There's 3 in total, perhaps. There's some here as well. Okay, so there's enough. Okay, it's worthwhile doing them. So we'll have a shelf there. I think what I'll do is I'll buy a shelf. Furnitures. Where's the shelf? This one. I have 1 of those for now. It would be handy, I suppose, to have planned this out so I don't have to pay the delivery on all of them, but yeah, that would be good. That might be enough to get all of our snacks on, because obviously the Sunny D doesn't actually belong there. That was just a spillover and is still maintaining its place as spillover. So we can put all of our snacks down there. We might be able to get them all on. If not, maybe on the end like that or something like that would be good. So I think we'll stick with that. I mean, we could just leave these all down here against the wall, couldn't we? And we'd know then. So actually, what I might do is buy 3 more full-size shelves. I should have just done that. Buy 3 more. I mean, the shipping cost isn't too bad, is it? Let's be honest, but why pay more when you can save? That can go like so. The only problem with having unrestricted placement on, and I don't know if there's a toggle for it. There might be, but obviously I can now clip straight into things, so I've got to be a bit more careful with lining things up. You could clip in a bit before, to be fair. That has changed. I'm sure that's changed. The game allows you just to clip in a little bit anyway with certain things. All right, we can get another one. Oh, we've got another one down there, haven't we? Of course. Because this can be moved over now. And technically, I don't need toilet paper island anymore. It's almost less necessary, isn't it now? Because I can get so many on. I mean, I certainly don't need this many. Because I can now get, and I'm pretty sure it's 6. I can now get 6 of those on a shelf. 1 shelf would be enough. I know we're getting some more varieties later on. So do we save it for the more varieties? And we've got them down there with a different variety, down there with a different variety, and something else on the end. And save it for that? I think I might do that, actually. I'll save it for that. we'll keep toilet paper islands, but we'll eventually, I mean, the whole plan was always to utilize it for all of them anyway. I think we'll stick with that plan. It's still in the way a bit, isn't it? But I think I'll stick with that. Right, let's think about what we're doing over here then. So I think we'll keep a shelf like that. I want more space for possibly another self-checkout or two, or maybe even a scale. Which is, so I'm leaving that wall for that, I think. So I might put an extra self-checkout down there just to cope with demand. I think we'll leave this kind of as it is. I can move, that stuff can move here now. This oil and everything. I mean, this oil, put the other oil there. Yeah, we'll put the other oil there, I think. Now, I've got a problem. I've still got all of this stuff in my... And I can't put most of it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Why are we losing... Where are they going? I assume it's going behind, but I'm not... Where's that going? Let's put it there, but I can't see any of them. That's weird. What is going on here? Right, let's go and put these away. I can't put these down. It's so annoying. Put that there, put that there. Where are they going? They're going out the back somewhere. So what these products, by the way, are false products. I've no other way of saying it. They are false products. I'm going to chuck away a cheese. Put it on there. Yeah, they're not real. Well, they are real products, but they're products that keep coming back. So I don't think this is because I've implemented mods. This has been happening way before. So what's been happening is I had an online order that I think I fulfilled or maybe didn't fulfill, but I had the items in my bag and went to the next day and carried on or whatever I did. And occasionally now, as you can see, it's happened again. I've now got a bag full of those products that I've just put on the shelves. I have now got a bag full of them still. And I continually have this bag full of what I'm going to call now false products, because as I've just tried to put them back on the shelves, as you saw, they're on the shelf, but not really there. I don't even know if these are going to be able to be sold. If not, I've now got them on my shelf, which is annoying, and I can't get rid of them. So what I'm going to do, I don't know what to do with this bag. I don't know if they're going to sell. If they keep selling, then obviously we've got free products for life. Because every time I boot the game up, I've got a new bag full of stuff. If I throw this away, that's emptied that. So hopefully that will help. But as for the stuff that's currently on the shelves, I've just got to hope that the AI purchase those things, but I'm not 100% sure they will. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that, because I need to bring back the cheese as well. We'll keep an eye on these. The only problem now, though, is the restockers are going to come and fill these with the wrong products. Which is not ideal. I don't really want them to do that. You can't throw... I mean, I could... If I get a box, I could throw them away. But I think these are going to cause issues. So I want the stuff in my crate. I want to use my crate, basically. This is where the old box mod used to come in handy, isn't it? I think it's still available. Maybe I should just use that. Because what I want to do is move this stuff and put it over here. Potatoes, they could stay. Yeah, they could stay. I don't know whether to put them closer to the fresh stuff. I mean, we have potatoes on here anyway, but like in the normal supermarket, if you went to the supermarket right now and you walk around your fruit and veg section, you would find packet potatoes in amongst your the rest of your open fruit and veg, wouldn't you? So it would make sense to have those nearby this stuff, wouldn't it? Maybe on a little shelf of their own. Because now I can get more. I mean, they are on a shelf of their own, but maybe a smaller shelf. Because now I can get more on. It's not such a detriment to have a small shelf. Like if I had the Sunny D shelf, for example, I would have only got, what, 8 of those on or something? It just wouldn't be enough, would it? But I can get more on now. Get 12. So it's, I mean, it's not a huge amount more, but it is more. I wonder if to do something like that. But if they're going outside, that might be a plan for another day. If I do end up taking those outside, that could be a plan for another day. And then we could have a different rack outside with those on. But now I might just leave that as it is then. But what I will do is just, because we might as well, do that. So we can fill that whole thing up with potatoes. That's fine for tea and coffee. And I think we'll keep that at the end there. The Sunny D, because it's our only drink that's not in the fridge, can still live there maybe. Actually, you know what I'm going to do with the Sunny D? Apart from accidentally change its price. Did I change its price? Or was it 10 already? I think it was 10 already. But it is now anyway. 10's not bad. I'm going to put it there. We can buy the Sunny D off there for now. Because it doesn't really go with the cleaning products. And we'll put our cleaning products in the corner. Now shampoo and stuff. These have just switched around in position really, haven't they? But that kind of breaks up from the coffee. You're not straight into harsh chemicals. You can go through the soap first. This needs moving then. Oh no, the floor! We'll fix that. Well, at least we've got some spare flooring. I can fix that now without needing to buy more. There we go. An empty box now. Just enough. Look at that. Or was it? Okay, weird things are happening. Why can't I throw this away? Can't throw here. I can throw it on the ground. I can't throw the box away. Okay. I'll leave it there. They should actually, when they're turned off at the moment, they should actually throw that away for me. For some reason, I can't throw that box away. I'm sure they'll be able to. Right, so I need another shelf for here. Just make it a little bit tight. That's the only reason it's not there in the first place, because it feels a bit tight walking through there. But I think that'll just... I mean, I could squeeze it up a little bit. We could go further this way. We don't need such a wide aisle here, do we? So maybe we just scooch things up a little bit. Something like that. That'll create a bit more room at the entry point of the supermarket. Something like that. That can be nudged up as well. That would create extra room up there. There we go. That's better, because it's not massively different, but it's enough to create a bit more of a flow. Not that it really matters anyway. That is purely me thinking that's a bit tight. Not like the AI care at all, is it? They'll just walk straight through it. But there we go. That's all right. That's fine. Good. Yeah, that's not bad. Right, so I can move this. I think I will keep this indoors for now. Like I say, when I get the next one, maybe then move it outside. would also give us some extra room for shelving and things like that. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not too bad in here. It's basically the same layout. It's just extended, but it just feels a bit bigger in here now. That's not bad. Obviously, we've got this space here, which we could utilize for more fridges and things as well. We can keep going along there with fridges or freezers, whichever one we decide. This can... I think if we bring it to about there, that's a bit tight. About there, maybe? Yeah, something like that. That's not bad. You can get around that. So we've got room for something else just here. We could have another one or something just there or something if we need it. So I think that's the rearranging side done in here for now. Right, what would be the next license? Licenses. The next license would be frozen meals, condiments, ice cream, and some more condiments. So condiments, really. Or we could do snacks. So we've got some Lay's, we've got some mashed potatoes, baking supplies, rice, more of that kind of stuff. I'm tempted by that. We've already got that kind of stuff on the go. Then we could maybe get the cleaning stuff as well. So I'd need another... That's fine, because that could come slightly further this way. We need to get some signs as well, don't we? See, I wouldn't be able to fit a shelf in there. Well, I could fit a shelf in there now, for example. I wouldn't have been able to fit a shelf in there before. Just see how that looks before I go and buy one. Obviously, with unrestricted placement, I can now fit a shelf in here, whereas before, there is no way it would allow me to fit a shelf in there. Looks a bit cluttered. That might be a shelf too far. Obviously, I could move this toilet paper down to here and have another shelf in the center there. Create almost another aisle. Could do that. And then we can have some. If I move this down to there, like so. Maybe a bit further over to the right-hand side. Something like that, so you can easily walk by, and then we can have some more shelving just here, or even another one of these quad things. Put it here, but I think I'd probably have another shelf here with some more cleaning supplies. So I think I'll go cleaning supplies. I'll probably go this one first. So, no, sorry, this one. We'll do this one next, and then we'll do cleaning supplies. Maybe in the next video. And then maybe I'll think about doing that. I think I'd need another... Maybe only one more freezer, to be fair. Or two more freezers, perhaps. So it wouldn't be a lot. But back to back, I think it'd be... Would it be tight down here if they were back to back? Need to move everything out slightly, wouldn't I? These fridges, I shouldn't have got these. These fancy-looking fridges for the cheese. At this stage of the game, they take up too much room. Far too much room. Obviously, we could go all the way along that wall, obviously, instead with the cold stuff. Which would obviously make some more room for us. But it doesn't need to be so wide down here. That is for sure. It does not need to be so wide. So we could go... Yeah, we could get back-to-back, you know? We could get back-to-back freezers. So that's fine, then. We can get back-to-back freezers. And it will be fine. So we'll get back-to-back, I think. Bit of a gap in there now. So I don't know if that's just because of my placement. Maybe was there always a gap there? Maybe there was always a gap there. Okay, so we can do that as well then, but I think we'll do the... As I say, we'll get this one first. That can just go straight to where we need it. And then in the next one, we'll probably do the cleaning, and then maybe the one after, we'll do the frozen stuff. Because I haven't bought any freezers either. So let's buy the stuff we need. This is so... We might as well talk about some of the mods that I've got, because you're going to see one now. I can't remember which one this is called. I think this is the more detailed computer. So this is a bit like the RCD stock manager that I used to run in Series 1. But I think it looks a bit cleaner, actually. All this does is give you a breakdown of what stock is where. It doesn't really do too much other than that. In fact, it doesn't do anything other than that. It just helps you know what you've got where. So in the base game, you have this, which tells you how many products you get in a box. And this warehouse-looking building here basically tells you how much of whatever you had. Basically, that was all it had. You know, this was the amount you have, and this is the amount you get in a box. And that's all it told you. So now what it's done is it's broken it down for us. So, for example, on the baking flour here, I know that I have 32 in total. I've got 19 of those 32. But where are those 19 broken down? Well, I have 3 only in storage. So I probably need to buy some, because I've only got 3 in storage. I have got full stock on the shelves, which is good, which is why it's green. But I do need to get some for my storeroom. If it's green, that means it's fully stocked. If it's white, I don't know actually if that's... No, it does do it for the others as well. So if it's white, it's above half, I think, but not full. So you're in a good place, basically. If it's yellow, I think it's half or under. And then if it gets too low, you'll see... Here we go. You'll see like an orangey color if it's on the low side, but it's not out. It's an orangey color, and if you run out, it goes red. So it's all color-coded, so I don't really need to be reading through it too much, which is good. It does come with an extra sort feature as well, so I can now sort by whatever I want to. So if I want to sort by the storage percentage, for example, all of these we know are out of stock in our storeroom. So we're not doing very well, are we? Because all of these we do not have storeroom stock of. For example, if I went to display, these are all the ones that are low on the displays compared to the others. So I no longer need to scroll through everything to see what I need to buy. I can just do it quite nicely like that. And we can keep on top of stock, a little bit easier. I was tempted by, and I did have for a little while, I was testing it out. You can have a refill all, which will, you just press it and it purchases the amount of boxes that you can fit both in store and in your storeroom. It will work it all out for you so you can't overbuy, basically. But when you hit that, you end up with a bill for like $8,000 or $9,000, and quite often I don't have $8,000 or $9,000, so then I'm having to delete stuff from it. So that I don't think, when you get bigger and you can afford to shell out 10 grand on stock whenever you want to, it's fine, you can get that. But also I think that takes away a bit of a gameplay aspect, because you don't really need to do anything. I just come in, click, and leave, and it just happens. Whereas this, we still need to look at what we're doing, but we can see it a little bit better in some better detail. So that's one of the mods that I've gone with. I've also gone with the place delivery and storage, which is what I used to have as well. So that just goes straight into the storeroom then. So instead of having 60 to 100 boxes outside, which is quite often what it is now in the game, off camera, I think I've had 120 boxes out there. Trying to work through 120 boxes is a lot. So rather than having to work through that many boxes, I just have it delivered straight to the storeroom. I think there's a fee for it, so it's not like it's free. You get billed as well, I think. Yeah, pretty sure you do. So yeah, I've got this storage fee now. So you get billed for it as well. So the delivery guy takes his cut by delivering it straight to storage. So it's not like you win that much. You just win back some time. So we'll get it delivered straight to store, which is handy. So that's the differences here. The tablet, on the scanner mainly, not really the tablet, but the scanner will now also break that down for me as well. So I know that I've got 14 Sunny D out of 18 in store, and I haven't got any in storage, so we definitely need to get some in storage. I have got a feature on here as well. If I press the scroll wheel, it will order the full amount of boxes that I can get into the store, which is kind of the mod that I was talking about on there that I decided not to bother with. I have got it on here for if I ever need it, but I hardly ever use this scanner. That's more for off-camera work. So if I come across a whole section that's out, I can just quickly order it. So we've got that. I might as well drive up the road and show you the other mod that I have. We also need some fuel. Excuse me, sir. Which is because I was always annoyed about coming in here, and if I'm just up here just randomly, and I'm like, because maybe we've been making a delivery, and I come in here and I'm like, do we need any butter, for example? And you just don't know. And unless you've made a note of it, you do not know. But now I do, because I can now check my stock on the scanner from here. So I now know that buying butter would be almost hey, you could do it, but it'd be a terrible idea, really, because we've got so much of it. I just do not need to buy it. However, I could probably do with some spaghetti, or whatever this is, dried pasta. I could probably do with some of that, so I could purchase it. Now, if I click my scanner, it does just get delivered back to the store. Now, I have got another mod running at the moment where if I do that, the box just gets loaded straight in to the back of the truck for me. They do it for me from the service they offer here now. And it gets loaded straight back into there. I think I can toggle that on and off. I can't actually remember which button it is to toggle that on and off. So if I want to just pick the boxes up and load in, which I probably will do sometimes for fun, I can. But if I don't want to, I can just get it loaded straight back into there. Again, that's probably more off-camera stuff where I'm just, getting stuff ready for an episode. You'll still see me occasionally in episodes, probably loading in manually. But I don't really need to do... I think I do actually need some of this stuff here. Let's find out. Indeed I do. We don't have any of this. I think I just might have purchased one there anyway. So we didn't lose anything, did we? Let's have those on there. They're all loaded in successfully. So yeah, I might keep that running, but probably I might have that. I think it is on a toggle, so I can switch that on and off. So I don't want to take away all of the gameplay aspects of the game with mods. I just want to enhance my experience and then make a few things a little bit easier. So another mod that I do have, what have we got in here? Oh, that's that dip I just purchased up the road. So we didn't purchase it, but it's down here at full price, of course. I don't want that. Another mod that I do have in the pricing is this discount tab here. So obviously, if you want to have a discount, you need to fill in the box, and you need to fill in all of the boxes. Which is fine if you only want 1 or 2 items on discount like we currently have. But I do fancy having the occasional 10% discount day at the supermarket where we'll have a big sale, we'll get lots of customers, we'll see what happens, create some chaos. Well, I don't really want to go through the entire product list typing 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. So what I've done is we've got this tab now, and I can just go to whatever percent I want. I can go 10%, apply, and that will apply it to everything. So I thought that was handy. We'll have that as well. I think that is all of the mods I have. Yeah, I think that's it. That is it. That's all of them. As you can see, most of them basically just run on this computer to help me order stock. That's essentially it. It's all for ordering stock. Nothing else has changed. I've not messed around with anything else. We're not going to get customers coming in and spending thousands of dollars or anything like that. I haven't changed the game. I've just added a few things in to help with ordering stock. That's basically all we've done. Right, so let's buy some of the... I should have probably purchased some of these things up the road. Let's purchase some of our new items that we do not have. So I'll purchase 2 of everything. God, these are expensive. Well, actually, no, they're not actually expensive, are they? I was busy looking at the pepper. I thought that's expensive, which it is for pepper, I suppose, but the rest of the stuff's not too bad. So we'll purchase these. We'll take that off in case it gets confused. It shouldn't do. Take it off just in case. Right, so what have we got? Mashed potato. We'll utilize this, I would say. Did I get a rice? Or was that in another pack later on? Some flour. Some bread. Brown rice. I knew I got some rice. We'll keep the rice along the top shelf. down there for now. Mashed potato might as well come here for now. We might get some more pasta later on. I'm not sure. If we do, it can be moved later. But for now, I think it fits just there. I think I've... So we've got some more bread, haven't we? Might move the bread to here. Obviously, we've got some more flour as well, haven't we? So we've got this flour, this whole wheat flour. That wants to go with these, really. So I might move the sugar. Because the sugar... We'll probably get some more sugary items later, I would imagine. And there's usually like 2 types of sugar, isn't there? Even with the different products that I'm running. That can all go up there. Do that. I'll leave the pancake mix on the top. I know it's not flour, but it's a similar-ish type of thing. So we'll leave that on the top. Our flour's just there. So then, shall we move bread along to the bottom shelf of there? I guess it could have its own... That would make it a bit tight there, but it could have its own thing, couldn't it? Bread. I think we only do get 2 varieties. I don't think we get any more than this. So it could have its own thing. I just don't want it to stand out too much, but it could go on. How many would I get on a little shelf? They are just half a shelf, basically, aren't they? Would half a shelf of each bread be enough? Probably not. I think we'd sell out all of the time of bread. Do I get another cereal? If I get another cereal, that would answer my question. If there's another cereal in here, then I'd definitely move it, because obviously we would have the other cereal on there. I don't think we do. There needs to be a 4th cereal in this game. Doesn't look like it. We do get some more sugar and stuff, so I was right with the sugar. I can't see any more cereals. So it's just the 3 varieties. We need a 4th. We need a 4th variety of cereal. I think I still will move the bread. But I don't think this is going to be its forever home. I think I might end up reshelving it somewhere. So the 2 varieties of bread have a shelf of their own. Maybe when we get some... the cakes and stuff. I know a lot of them will probably go on the snack aisle just here, but any that don't, maybe we could have bread on here, for example. Like a spillover from the snacks and into bread. It's all a similar type of thing. But for now, we'll do this and we'll keep them somewhat together. Is that all you get in there? Useless. Right, let's clear this off. All right, what else did I have? I have these. Classic Lays, so they can go with the Doritos. We'll put this pepper, annoyingly. Now, I don't need that much salt, to be honest. Salt's not... I don't know why. I mean, you get quite a lot on there anyway, but they don't seem to buy a lot of salt, I don't think. It's one of those items you seem to have lots of all of the time, particularly because you can have a storeroom full of little boxes like that. You can get so many on your storage shelves, you never really sell out of it. So that could be one of the few things in store that doesn't go side by side. But for now, so we've not got the room, and I don't really want to fill my crate up. I guess that's going to have to go over here. So we'll have to think about moving that at a different time. But we will have another move around anyway. Guaranteed. Because the store is going to get quite a bit bigger later on anyway. So we'll have another rearrange at some point. That can't go on there with those. It's not alcohol at all. It's just what is this? It's just a sweetener, isn't it? 0-calorie sweetener. That's going to come over here, I think, with the... Yeah, that's just the sweetener. It's not actually... I thought it was like an instant drink, but it's not, is it? It's just a 0-calorie sweetener. Okay, so that can go with the granulated sugar there. That's fine. Right, we've got some prices to set. We might as well set them while we're standing here. So we'll have that for 620. We'll have this for 185. We'll have this for 950. Pepper can be... I get 905 out of them for that, just a few cents more. This can be 520. And then the last thing was the Lay's, wasn't it? I don't think we've bought anything else. Yes, we did. We bought the brown rice. $4.90, I should say. And then we'll get the Lay's. We'll sell this for $6.30. I think that's everything. I'll go and chuck these on the shelf. I'll utilize this one. Should do that. I know we've not arranged those correctly, but you know, as in like with everything else, but they can just go on there for now. That's fine. Right, the restockers will deal with those empty boxes as well, probably, so they can chuck those away. I think we just need to purchase some stock, really. Now, I could head up the road and do that, but I'm just going to do it from here because we've already been going for quite a long time, so I'm just going to get some stock purchased, and then we'll get open, I think, for a day. So, display. We'll have a look at what's on display, because obviously if it's low on display, then it's probably going to be low in store. So, and that seems to be the correct theory for right now. So, I'm going to get... we'll get 5 of those. Get 5 of those as well. Right, so we get 5 of those. 5 of those. We'll only get... Just get the 2 of those. I don't want them standing outside with an empty box. We've only got a... We've got 1 already on, so we can't get a full box on. And we can only get 2 boxes in our store, so we can only buy 2 anyway. Chicken, I'll buy another 5 of those now because we've got the room for them. We'll get another couple of boxes of that because we haven't got any in store. Have a look at storeroom stock now then. Storeroom quantity. So we've done all of those anyway. I'll have another couple of boxes of those, so they've sold out. We'll have another 4 of those. We'll have a couple of those. Get plenty of carrots. A couple of these. We can get 3 in store. That is 32, so we'll get 3 of those then. Then we have some of these. Oh, they're in the back of the truck. Of course. I was going to say, sure, I just bought some of those, and I did, but because we've not turned the restockers back on again, They've not actually loaded them on yet. So actually, what I should do, we'll purchase those and have them placed into storage for $44. You see how much it's going to start costing me now? Because I'm having it placed, but I think it's just better that way. I'd rather pay that and have it in there than have the time spent. Switch these guys back on. Keep going back through this stuff. So we'll have... why did that switch on me? I don't... Well, we could have the Cheez-Its. What's going on here? Oh, because they're loading stuff on, it's constantly changing. Interesting. So because they're loading stuff into the storeroom, that was altering everything. Oh, they've got stuck already. Unbelievable. Do they... Yeah. What are they stuck on here? What are you holding that you can't get that back on already? The potatoes. You can get potatoes on. What are you doing, guys? Look how much room we have for potatoes. We've got loads of room. You're just skiving off. It's got to be these that they're holding. They can't be holding anything else. It's restocker 2 and 3. I really hope I can get that mod working. I will try between videos to try and get it working. I know they're holding the dip. Holding the dip. Well, why can't you get this on? We know we've got none of this. So we've got full stock there, but we know we've got none in here because it said that on our computer. They're lying to me because I don't know where this goes, so it's going to take me a moment. You know what? I don't know where it goes, so I'm just going to leave it on the floor. They're back to normal anyway. Okay, let's get back to just purchasing a few more items. But unfortunately, I can't use storage quantity while they're doing that. So let's go with none, and then just go through it the old-fashioned way. So that's an interesting failure of this mod, isn't it? It actually, you can't just freeze it. Unless you've got them switched off. If they're switched off, it's not too bad. Get some more of those, get some more of those, get some more of those. More of these. More of those. They're pretty good. We've got almost too many of these, but they'll all go on our shelf, so it's not too bad. So I think if it goes purple, you've overbought. But obviously we've got so much now, we've got so much stock to go on our shelf in store that will rectify itself. Anything that's red or orange, I'm now going to buy. Otherwise, we're just going to leave. All right, let's go. Place those in storage. Open up. Hope these guys don't get stuck again. They shouldn't do now we're open. They shouldn't. They shouldn't get stuck now. Because there'll be so much stuff going on and so many people buying things that they just won't get stuck anymore. At least not for very long. So a productive episode. It's been a long one, longer than normal. Just trying to rearrange the store and get everything sorted and explain all of the mods we're now using and things like that. So hopefully everybody's okay with those. Well, if you're not okay with it, it's not going to change. That's just the way it is now. But hopefully you're not too put out if you weren't wanting a modded series too much, because they are just really helping me order stock. They're not changing the game particularly in any way whatsoever. Everybody still works the same way. I've not got like super restockers or something like that restock the shelves in a second, or super helpers or anything like that, or customers that are spending crazy amounts of cash or buying 10 times as many products as normal or anything like that. I've not changed the game in that sense. It's almost exclusively, apart from the unrestricted placement, just the getting in stock really a little bit easier, knowing what stock I need to buy, and being a bit quicker and a bit more efficient with it. It's 29.67. Thank you very much, sir. So I think in the next one, because I was thinking of doing it in this one, but I saw the time was getting on a little bit, and I wanted to do a day open before ending the video. I think we'll have possibly a third self-checkout. Maybe a third. We'll see how busy we get. Maybe even a third scale. And we'll try and utilize that corner, so that wall there and all of the glass through there. We'll try and utilize all of that, if we can, for some more self-checkouts. But we'll see. I wonder if we'll ever get a regular cashier. I'm not sure I will, to be honest, in this series. I'm not sure we'll get a regular cashier in here. I think it'll just be me, because I quite like doing this. And we don't need to do this all the time, because we've got the self-checkouts. It does kind of run itself. So we can go off and do some other things occasionally anyway. You're not stuck here doing this. You know, you have got the ability to close up and go. So it's nice just to hop on here and clear a backlog occasionally. So I'm not sure we'll ever get a regular cashier in this series, because I just don't really see the point. I think the self-checkouts work well enough, and with me on here as well, we should always cope, as long as we get a few more, and maybe a couple more customer helpers. I don't know why it's facing the wrong way there, trying to show off. $152 and 54 cents. Thank you very much. I've got 2 online orders. Hopefully they'll stick around until the end of the day. 99 cents. I was thinking, because there is a UK currency now, you can get the texture, a bit like the old-fashioned one. But I decided against it, because although it is in pounds, but obviously we've got more of an American store this time. I had UK products last time in my first series, so it made more sense. We've got fully American products in this one, so we might as well stay with the dollar. And they didn't, I can't remember if they did in the first one or not, but they haven't changed the denominations. So there's a 25 pence piece, which we don't have. 87. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave the currency thing and just leave it as dollars, because it makes sense. We're running a more of an American store here. Uh, 85 cents, thank you. I'm going to need to do some restocking between the videos, though. Well, orders at least. People are having some big shops today. 144.20 cents. Thank you. So I'm starting to sense the bottleneck is happening again at the customer helper here. It doesn't help with the fact he's facing the wrong way. Look the right way. Maybe it'll be faster. It just about coped in the last episode, didn't it? Obviously, we've got a few more customers in store because I've leveled us up. And maybe that's having an effect as well. But that's where most people are. There's hardly anybody on the self-checkouts. There's like one person using it. Everybody's just standing around waiting for scales. So I think we will get another set of scales in the next one. I think a third set is necessary. 83, 54. Either that or put the discount on a different item, of course. But I think it's working quite well on the fruit and veg. I think what we'll do, the next episode, we'll get some, like I say, get some self-checkouts and scales down there. Get all of that sorted. Maybe get one more license. Get ourselves stocked up. So in the next one after that, I think we're going to do a massive sale. I'm going to do 10% off on everything. Or maybe 5% off on everything. Yeah, start small. We'll do 5% off on everything. Across the entire store. And see what kind of crazy day we have. 161 and 42. We've got ourselves a wholesale offer. I like the fact it pauses the game for this. 64 juice cart. I can't even do that. I thought that used to be, I know it's time pressured for you to take it, but I thought that used to be time pressured as well for your decision making, but it's not, is it? It actually stops the game. Need to do some cleaning, don't I? 73. I can see the filthiness bar is nearly halfway, I suppose. We're selling out of fruit and veg like crazy as well. In fact, I think we've sold out of a lot of things. I didn't really give them a chance to do the full restock before we opened. Although I bought this stuff, obviously they're not that quick at restocking. Should have given them a bit more time, but I just wanted to get a day open before ending the video, that's all. Be fine for one day. 6, thank you. I think we're done. Well, I'm going to close mine anyway. We'll leave them at the self-checkouts to finish. Let's do a bit of cleaning. There's a lot of stuff just laying around everywhere. So let's get all of that stuff gone. Probably getting towards janitor time, isn't it? I still can't throw this away. What's going on here? How are you throwing stuff away? I can't throw anything away. I need a game reboot. Why has this happened? I can't throw anything in this bin. How weird. Because they can. How are you doing this? I can no longer throw anything away. I hope that's not a mod that's going to cause me to never throw anything away again. It could be, couldn't it? It could well be. Can't think what mod would have caused that, though, to be honest. What mod could I possibly have brought in the game that would stop me being able to throw things away? I'm hoping that's just a simple game boot thing. It wouldn't be the first time something weird's happened, even in this playthrough with something strange happening that I need to reboot the game for. So hopefully it's that. I think the customers are all done. I'm not sure if I can end the day with this in my hand. I can't. I can't even put this down. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to reboot the game. Which could be a bit of a problem, actually, because how is it going to... I'm not going to be able to save. I'm going to have to figure this out. So, I'll leave you on a cliffhanger. Will I or will I not have managed to actually save this day and got to the next one and thrown this bag away? Will I still have this in my hand in the next one? Who knows? But that will do today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you leave the video a like. Consider subscribing and joining the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you for another video very soon.